What's up, you guys? It's Brandi. Thank you for tuning in to my channel. Today I'm coming on with another foundation review video for the foundation series. This is actually a foundation that a lot of you guys have been asking me to review. And for some reason, I've just kind of been shying away from it. Like, I don't know if I really want to try it, even though it's by one of my favorite drugstore brands. It's just taken me a minute to like go in and pick it up. And yesterday I was like, you know what? I want to do a foundation review video. What am I going to do it on? And I thought about this foundation, so I was like, let me pick it up. Now, I did have to make a quick Target run this morning because I'd only picked up one shade, but this one was a little bit tricky to figure out which shade to choose. So we're going to see how it goes. There's been a lot of hype about this foundation already since it came out, where so many people have been saying it's amazing, especially for it to be drugstore and all of that. So you know your girl's going to hook you up and let you, get the 411 and the tea to see if you really need to spend your coins on this. For those of you guys who are new here, I just want to say welcome. Thanks for coming to check out my content. Hopefully you will enjoy today's video and it will make you want to, look at some of my other content on my channel, and also press that little red subscribe button right down below. It's free, it doesn't cost you anything, and it only takes about 2 seconds to do. So go ahead and click it. For my OGs out there, I just want to say welcome back. Let's go ahead and jump into today's video. So let's go ahead and get started. I have on my little robe today because I wanted to feel real comfortable. And this is actually how I do my makeup most of the time, is in the same robe. And I actually just ordered a few more off Amazon last night, which I keep forgetting. Amazon has literally everything. And I do have an Amazon store with all of like the links to some of my favorite products and things like that, my equipment that I film with and all of that. So if you guys want to check that out, I'll link it in the description box below for you guys. Now, today's foundation review video is going to be on the semi-new Maybelline Superstay Full Coverage Foundation. I have 3 of the shades because I have no idea what shade I'm going to be. It's a little bit hard picking out which shade was going to be best for me because I don't feel like these shades actually align perfectly with like the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless or the Dewy and Smooth, which I absolutely love those. If you guys have been here with me on my channel for a minute, y'all know I love me some Maybelline products. They're like my favorite drugstore brand. I've used a few. I've used the Better Skin foundation. I've done a review on that here. I will link it in the description box. I've also done the Maybelline Fit Me Matte Plus Poreless. I've tried the Dewy and Smooth as well. I've tried some of their concealers, like a lot of their products. So I'm gonna swatch all 3 of these and then decide if I have to mix them or if I can just use one of them. So we're gonna see from there. This is what the packaging looks like for the foundation. It's a nice glass bottle. There is a pump that comes with this foundation. You guys know I love foundations that have a pump. I'm not sure about this whole white cap top here because I can already see myself getting it dirty and it's just gonna look really like gross. But other than that, I think the packaging is fine. Online it says this retails for about $9.98, or even at Rite Aid it says it's $8.99. So you might want to purchase it there. And it's more expensive at Ulta Beauty. It has $11.99. So I think it's kind of like in that range. This foundation does have 16 shades. This is supposed to be a full coverage foundation, up to 24-hour wear, seamless matte finish, breathable and comfortable, fade and transfer resistant, and also oil free. So starting with the lightest, we have 334 Warm Sand right here. I'm going to just take a little bit of this one. And the consistency of this foundation isn't bad. It's not like super liquidy, but it's not super thick either. So this is Warm Sand. And as usual, I'm going to do the swatch test right on the side so we can match up my face with my neck. So that's Warm Sand. The next shade we're going to try out is 355 Coconut. Oh, that's really dark on me. So that doesn't seem like that's going to be a perfect match either. So it's not looking too hopeful around here. The last shade I picked up is 356 Warm Coconut. So as you guys can see, I'm none of these 3 shades here. So I'm definitely going to have to mix something of them here. And it's kind of hard for me. I'm trying to look at my body because that's really more so what I'm trying to match up with. and none of these look like my shade at all. I might end up mixing the two lighter shades. So let's try that. Let's give that a try really quickly. Oh, you guys, that is too dark. That's way too dark. Too dark, man. Let me wipe this off and add a little bit more of the warm sun. You guys, when I tell you I am beyond frustrated with this foundation right now, I've had to go and completely wash my face, moisturize again, start from scratch again, and I'm just like, I'm still disappointed. But what we're gonna do now, this is like my third try with this foundation. What I'm ending up doing is just using 334 Warm Sand. I've already applied it to this side of my face and used one pump. Now I use the same foundation brush, so it does have a little bit of that coconut mixed with it. So what I'm gonna end up doing is probably just applying the warm sand. It's still not a perfect match, but I feel like this looks better. So I'm gonna apply another pump and then use the beauty blender on this side. Y'all, this is the first time ever that I've been this frustrated with a foundation shade. This never happens to me. I'm always able to find something in the drugstore that matches me a little bit, and I was about to call it quit, honestly. Hopefully we can make this work. I don't know. I feel like the coverage is like a little slightly less than with the brush, but I do feel like this shade match is more workable than what I had before. This is what the foundation shade is looking like on its own. It's just too warm. The undertone of this one is way too warm for my skin tone. It's too yellow for my skin tone, as you guys can see with my neck. But what I'm gonna do is go and try to finish the rest of my face again and then come back on and let you guys know how the other products applied, and hopefully I will look a lot better than I do right now. So I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, I'm back. I've now finished the rest of my face, and this is what it's looking like. I seriously debated if I was going to come back on or if I was just about to nix this whole video and have to set up a whole nother day to film all of this. But I felt like I've put in a lot of work to make this foundation work. So I'm going to go ahead and show it to you guys. Hopefully this will wear well throughout the day. As you guys can see, the shade did end up matching pretty closely to my body, so I am happy about that, because I didn't know what I was going to do if I couldn't get this foundation, well, one of these shades, to actually work for me. And I feel like this is way too much work to try to make a foundation work. And the fact that I have to probably use two shades, it's just making me super discouraged with this whole deal. So I'm like, this foundation better be amazing throughout the day and really have my skin looking flawless, shine free, oil free, like all of that, in order for me to feel like it was worth my time. But in terms of how the foundation looks, it pretty much looks good everywhere on my face, except in the places where I have more like fine lines, which would be on my forehead. It is settling there just a little bit, and you can see that it looks like foundation. And also right up and through here where my smile lines are, in those areas you can definitely tell that I have foundation on. It's not creasing too much right now, but I can tell that it's probably going to start creasing throughout the day. In terms of everywhere else on my skin, I feel like this foundation is flawless. Completely flawless, and it's definitely that matte finish that it claims to have, which y'all know for me, I am more of a dewy finish type of girl or a natural finish type of girl, and matte just really ain't my friend. But I'm not mad at the finish that it's giving me right now. I did put on a good amount of highlight, like on my nose, on my cheeks and things like that, but in all of the other areas where I didn't put highlight, it's matte. So if you're someone who's oily or you just like a matte finish, this would be a good foundation for you. It did blend out really easily, which I loved. It covered up all of my pigmentation on my skin, like my acne scars and all of that, in just one swipe. This is the starting point for us today. I will come back on later on tonight to let you guys know how this foundation has held up. So I will see you later tonight. Okay, you guys, I'm back. It's now the end of the night. It is currently 9:34 p.m. This is what my face is looking like right now. As you guys can see, it is pretty oily. I wanted to leave this foundation on a little bit longer, like maybe until 11 o'clock, but I just can't take it anymore. It looks like there's foundation on my face, which is the one thing that I hate about full coverage foundations is normally they really do look like you're wearing foundation. All around my mouth area all day long, it's been looking a little bit cakey, and it's been looking like it's like you can see the fine lines around my mouth and also on my forehead. You can see it is settling a little bit into some of the fine lines there. I'm just not loving how it's looking now after 8 hours. In most places on my face where I don't have large pores and where I don't really have fine lines, the foundation looks amazing, especially along this area right here and on my cheeks and all of that. But everywhere else on my face, my T-zone just looks really oily. Now, I have to admit, like today was a really, really hot day. It was like in the 90s, like about 95, 96 degrees. And I have been outside for a good bit of the day. So I feel like that had a lot to play with it. It's breaking down around my nose area right here where I built up the coverage a little bit. I really don't feel like this is 24-hour wear, especially in really hot areas. Now, it is definitely full coverage, which it says on here. The finish of it is definitely semi-matte. I'm not wowed by it. I really had high hopes for like Maybelline foundations. And you guys know the struggle that I had with trying to get this to match my body and be the shade that I could actually walk outside and not feel embarrassed wearing it. So it was just too much trouble, and for it to not really be wowing me after wearing it for about 8 hours, I'm just like, I don't know if I'd really recommend this foundation. I really want them to do better in terms of the shade range. I don't know if they're planning on coming out with some more, but they really need to match their shades up with the Maybelline Fit Me, especially since they've expanded that range, because these are just like, this is not gonna work at all. That is it for this review video that many of you have been waiting for. I'm so sorry that this probably was a disappointment to you because so many people have been raving about this foundation, and I really, really wanted to love it, but this isn't a fave of mine at all. I can already tell you guys that. So if you enjoyed this video, as always, give it a thumbs up and show your girl some love. If you are not a subscriber, go ahead and click that subscribe button and join the family as always. And until next time, I will see all of you beauties later. Bye.
Ain't nothing to it. Real one. Ain't nothing to it. Boss.